Hey guys, Mike here with Discount Forklift. Right behind me is going to be Kenzie. Sorry, name tag's a little bit obscured because of where we're hanging the bag, but that is her name tag right there, which is this 3,000-pound Crown narrow aisle reach truck. Obviously, it's good for narrow aisles, especially with the platform it's got up front. But before we go through this forklift, I want to show you guys this gift bag here. So it says Discount Forklift, Do Even Lift Bro. You guys are going to get this included. So what I'm going to show goes in this thing. One of our hats, favorite brand of forklift, which is Lift Hero. That's going to go inside. We do have a shirt. Our employees love this shirt as well, so you guys will see this around if you guys come down and take a look at what we got. Here's the back of it. Pretty cool and comfortable, and it keeps you cool, which is awesome. And then kind of more on the serious note of things, we provide forklift troubleshooting guides. So let's say, for example, what happens common on these is sometimes people forget to actually plug the charger into the battery itself. So sometimes they put the charger into the forklift, which you're not going to charge the forklift, you need to charge the battery. So this will go through scenarios, examples of what you may need to pay attention to. And if it ends up being something that you need assistance with, get in touch with our customer success department. They will be able to help you out. And last but not least is going to be our equipment maintenance guide. So this will go through the process on how to maintain this machine and keep this in tip-top shape. Has all the information you need, ranging from LP, diesel engines, electric. If you have lithium ion, it really doesn't matter. But here's the back of the book right here with this tab. This has your logbooks. So it has different checklists that you can do. Maintenance, key items, things like that, just to make sure that the operator and everybody else involved has always the ability to go back to this. What I recommend doing is making photocopies out of this. That way you keep the original. You're not having to go through and burn these books. You can just use this book, make photocopies of it, and go from there. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is button this bag up. Hand this to my assistant real quick. Now, going through the forklift, as you guys know, Kenzie, very good lift, workhorse for you. Crown, especially with the reputation they've got, is providing electric forklifts especially. You can see our service decal right here, especially with the mast. This is going to be a 3-stage. It's going to go up about 12 to 15 feet. You have your safety painted forks, which are painted red with yellow tips. This is a good indication in low light. Especially just in good faith, we want to make sure that at least it looks presentable for you, but also it acts as a safety measure so you can actually see it. And it's very abstract, obviously, from compared to flooring or any kind of other environment you may have this in. So we just provide that as a courtesy. Now we're going to go through the controls. So you guys will notice when you come up to it, you will have the kill or the dead man switch, if you want to call it that, or the brake. So ideally you have to stand on this platform in order to get this thing to function. If you're not standing here, none of this is going to work for you. So let's say if you're driving and operating this thing and you happen to take your foot off of one of these platforms right here, that'll actually disable the machine and it'll stop it right in its tracks. It may jolt you a little bit, but it's pretty safe. So going through the controls here, you can kind of see like the numbers. So if I'm to raise the mast, it's actually to do this. To lower it down, this is the mast here. To drive it forward, backwards. So you guys can definitely see the way that it works. This is your reach function, side shift. Here's your key right here. Here's your basically your dash. So this will have different options for you to choose from. It tells you what your charge level is on here. You can sift through, find the hours. You have your lights. Usually this would have a fan or something like that, but this doesn't. So a lot of the buttons on here aren't going to work. But other than that, what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to start this thing up. So I turn the key all the way on. You're going to see everything flash. It's going to go through a self-test. That's why you hear that loud noise. And then typically you can step in here. Now that I stepped in here, you can hear it come to life. You can definitely see the battery meter here tells you what charge you're at, which is great. So this is what you'll see when you actually step on the machine and put your feet where they need to go. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just operate this and demonstrate what it can do and show you guys its features. So I'm raising the mast up because we don't want to drag our forks on the floor. Now the thing with these forklifts is they kind of have a different way of turning. If I crank the wheel all the way, it's going to basically just pivot. If I kind of give it a little bit of slack, then it can go in either direction, but this is for tighter turning, right? If I go backwards like this, I mean, ideally these things are meant to be driven backwards because you have your vision obscured with a load on the front. So typically this is the best way to drive it. Now the braking system, I just took my foot off that. I can't go anywhere. Put my foot back on. Now we're good to go. Again, I just took my foot off. Now we're good to go. So just to kind of show you guys that function, to make sure that the safety brake does work, just like that. It'll also beep to you and let you know too, when you're trying to jar the joystick around, you won't be able to do it because it's letting you know, hey, you need to put your foot where it needs to go, buddy. What I'm gonna go ahead and do now is demonstrate the mast features for you. Back up a little bit. Kind of went the other way there, didn't want to do that. Just want to make sure this is completely level. All right. Now when you're operating the mast, you're going to need to have your foot on the brake. If I have it off, again, it's not letting me do any. Actually, now I put my foot back on, just like that. I'm gonna lower this down. Now the really cool thing about electric lifts like this is there is no hesitation at all, which is gonna catch you off guard if you're not prepared. It's not like internal combustion. The mast itself, you're not having to rely on actually having to hit the throttle when you're in an LP unit or a diesel to actually get it to rise up faster. This just does it. Got your side, there's your extension right there. Just retracting it. Tilt function. Side shift. Okay, I'm going to lower the mast down because I want to show you guys another thing. With that side shift function, I'm going to get my assistant to come over here real quick. On this joystick, you guys are going to see a trigger right where your index finger is going to be. So if I'm not holding that trigger and I'm going left to right with this, that's actually going to make the pantographic extension actually go out and come back in. If I hold that trigger and now do that, that allows the side shift function to go left or right. So be mindful that you need to depress that trigger in order for that to happen. Last but not least, I'm going to turn this off, is your data tag, which is the most important information on your forklift. Normally, sometimes Crown will have it up here. It looks like they've got it right here. Sometimes in other machines, you'll see it right where you're standing. But that has all the information on your forklift as far as the serial number, the model number, the capacity, all the way up to about 15 feet, as well as the capacity, what recommended to pick up 6 inches off the ground. So that has all the information that you need to gather either for your books or to understand what you're going to be what your limitations are essentially going to be with this piece of equipment. So other than that, on behalf of Discount Forklift, thank you for doing business with us so we can support businesses like you. What you're going to see now is a charger video. We're going to show you how this charger works. You'll see it working plugged in. It will go paired with this machine, so you guys will stand by for that. They'll cut it over to that, but I'm glad that you guys got this good machine. Kenzie's going to work well for you. Thanks again.
And as you can see, the charger is warming up here. All right. We are charging. And here's the serial number.